I'm currently experiencing immense spiritual warfare in my...
This is Teaching for Women. Hi, Natasha. I wanted to talk to you because I know you're a woman of faith, and I wanted to share with you some testimony. I have a sister that has an incredible story that I can't do justice to share it, but she had a tumor in her eye, and Jehovah healed her. Her eye was actually bulging out of her face, and he took that away. He healed her. And I have a story as well. Mine's not even nearly as incredible as her story, but I hope it gives you some encouragement. My son was going cross-eyed. He still is cross-eyed, but both of his eyes were cross-eyed. He had been losing vision in his right eye. His numbers were actually pretty bad. And he had to get those kind of bottle glasses. And the doctor told me that if the glasses didn't work, they're going to have to do surgery where they cut to fix his eyes, because he would continue to lose vision in his right eye and potentially go blind. And so my son's 5, by the way. So I just prayed to Jehovah, and I asked for healing for my son, that the glasses would work. We wouldn't have to do surgery. And my son had the glasses for 4 weeks, and he didn't even wear them the whole time because he broke them. So for about a week, I was trying to keep them taped together. So he actually wore them, I would say, graciously 3.5 weeks. And when we went back to the doctor, they did all the measurements, and she said, "Is this the same Ken?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "His vision is 20/25 in both eyes. He gained his vision back in his right eye. His left eye wasn't, he had some numbers, was not 20/25 in that eye either, but it wasn't bad, but his right eye was pretty bad." And she goes, "He has 20/25 vision in both eyes. We don't gotta do surgery." And praise Jehovah. And he answered that prayer. And so I want to share with you, because our Bibles tell us that the whole world's going to be deceived, and they are. And they don't know what it means to be in covenant with Jehovah. We have to keep the 10 commandments and eat clean. These are the 2 covenants of promise in Ephesians 2. Our Bibles warn us that there's going to be men that creep in unaware, turning the grace of God into lasciviousness, which is unmerited favor. Lasciviousness means shamelessness, unbridled lust, wantonness. You can be a sinner and gain unmerited favor. Be shameless in it. Our Bibles tell us that this is going to happen. So many people do not believe that they have to keep the covenant at Horeb that his son was prophesied to refresh in Acts 3, verse 18 through 23, and Deuteronomy 18, verse 15 through 19. And if you don't know what was prophesied of Yeshua, he was prophesied to end sacrificial law and refresh the Holy Covenant, what was desired at Horeb, the life-giving water, the 10 Commandments, what Jehovah gave with his voice right out when he brought him out of Egypt into the land, into the wilderness. Deuteronomy 4-6, Yeshua's first and great commandment he gave you. He was quoting Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5-25. To keep the commandments, that's how you love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. To keep the commandments in your heart, teach them to your children. It will be your righteousness. And the promise that came with that covenant was that you would live long in the land. One of the covenants of promise in Ephesians 2 that you have to keep to be grafted in. The other covenant of promise was the one with Noah, the rainbow covenant, and that was to eat clean. Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14. We're not to fill our vessels with abominations. He didn't make all things clean. Read Isaiah 65 and 66. It's end time prophecy. Those that have swine's flesh in their vessels are going to be destroyed along with their Christmas tree and the mouse, because we're not supposed to be doing pagan idolatry. Christmas and Easter, Jeremiah 10. Queen of Heaven, Easter, Jeremiah 4:7-44. Those holidays have been whitewashed. Matthew 15 is what Yeshua rebuked the Pharisees for doing, is commandments of men, doing a lot of lip service, but their hearts were far from him because they didn't write the commandments. They didn't keep Jehovah's commandments. They looked pretty on the outside, but the inside was filthy. And that chapter is not about eating clean, but they ate clean back then. It was all about the disciples doing unrighteous judgment, rebuking the disciples for unwashed hands. Nothing to do with eating abominations. So his Sabbath day is a perpetual covenant. His fourth commandment, to keep the Sabbath day holy. Jehovah blessed that day, his day of rest. Genesis chapter 2. He blessed the day, the only day he blessed. Constantine changed the Sabbath day because he worshiped the sun god, the same God that many people worship every single December 25th. Tammuz, the reincarnation of Nimrod. They put an Astaroth pole in their house every year, deck it with silver and gold, honoring Tammuz, Nimrod, the reincarnation. We're not to learn the ways of the heathen. Deuteronomy chapter 4 tells you you didn't see a similitude twice, and Yeshua tells you you didn't see a figure in John chapter 5 to tell you that we're supposed to worship in spirit and truth, not with our hands. Revelations chapter 18 tells you to come out of her, my people, out of the churches, for they fall away in the end times. They don't endure sound doctrine. And Isaiah 28, there is no place clean. Jeremiah 23, the pastors scatter his flocks. They teach him to say, burden of the Lord, that the commandments are impossible to keep, that we're under lasciviousness, unbridled lust, unmerited favor. For the grace of God that has been given to all men, and Titus 2 teaches them to deny lust and sin of this world so we can keep his righteousness, the 10 Commandments, so we can live righteously. And Yeshua tells you how to believe on him, and John 14, those that believe on me, the works that I do, they will do also. And he rebuked. He told the adulterous woman, go sin no more. His second commandment, to love your neighbor according to scripture. James chapter 2, verse 8. Leviticus 19:15-18, to do righteous judgment and rebuke your neighbor. And when you come into covenant with Jehovah and keep his Sabbath the way he has commanded, no, don't work, don't buy or sell, no sex on the Sabbath. You keep it holy, no personal pleasures. You rest, your household rests. Even if your household doesn't rest, but you are obedient to him, you'll get healing. You will receive healing.